where do I even begin? I think it's time for me to quit trading, guys. I don't think trading is for me. It's definitely taken too much toll on my mental health and my wallet, and I think, yeah, I just give up. Sorry. I'm sure I got some of you guys. Yeah. But blowing the accounts, you guys probably already saw on Twitter. I don't know if you guys aren't following me on Twitter. Make sure you go follow me on Twitter. We ended up blowing 15 accounts today. And you're probably wondering, yo, Andrew, Monk, why are you so happy about it? Or, why aren't you in a bad mood, right? And for me, this feeling isn't anything new. So we ended up blowing 10 Apex accounts and another 5 Tradeify. This isn't anything new. Sure, it stings. I know it hurts. The potential 20K payout is now ruined, right? But we got to look on the bright side, right? I was able to have my first ever 10K month in trading, and this all started with basically $50 from one funded account. I got my funded futures account, scaled that to an $1,100 payout. And then from there, we were able to buy a couple more accounts with Tradeify, 2 Tradeify accounts, scale that to 3K payout. And then from that 3K payout, buy 10 of these Apex accounts when they were a 90% sale. And as well as scale up to 5 Tradeify accounts. And we managed to secure a payout with the 5 Tradeify accounts for $7,500. But unfortunately, these were not, able to make it through, I guess, today. So if you guys traded today and you guys took a loss, don't be disappointed, don't be upset, right? That's just how trading is. The market was really tough to read today. I ended up taking 5 L's total, but I took 2 trades on stream, and I'll just kind of show you guys the trades on stream. But like I said, it stings, but I did everything I needed to do. I'm not upset, right? I'm not upset. Just disappointed in myself slightly. I'll kind of go over a little bit why, but I did everything I needed to do as a trader. I followed my rules. I didn't revenge trade. I didn't FOMO. There are a couple things I could have done differently, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today, and what I'm going to be doing going forward, as well as talking about why I feel like it doesn't affect me as much as a trader, right? And yeah, just a couple things. It's gonna be hopefully a quick video. Like I said, I don't got no script, so we're just gonna be talking today. But yeah, the trade that we ended up taking today is basically I tried 2 shorts today. The reason I really like shorts going into today was, man, ES and NQ were just not cooperating today. But yeah, we were just looking for overnight price action to kind of target. So these London lows, I was really hoping that we could be able to target at market open around. So after I'll also kind of go over what I think happened, and why we kept pushing. But yeah, if you guys kind of look at like the 4 hour, right? Nothing too much to work off of, but like I really wanted to. There's a couple things. I didn't really have a bias going into the day, but there was 2 things that I was looking at. I was looking at this previous day high from last Friday, so previous week high or previous day high or whatever. So we market opened around right here, and basically what I wanted to see was either we continue pushing up here and take this London high. If we could continue pushing and show a lot of momentum to the upside, I would have probably positioned for longs. I don't like that though, because we didn't sweep any liquidity. Ideally, we sweep some sort of liquidity, then push up. That's not what we got. So another thing was I was either looking for us to have a pump up, then a aggressive sell down, right? After sweeping the previous day's highs. We didn't get that either. So this was kind of just an internal play today. Like I said, so we didn't really get much to work off of on the higher time frame. So this was like a lower time frame play today. Like I said, nothing really to work off of on even the lower time frame, but at market open we ended up chopping around and then ended up getting a really nice pump for about 70-ish points. And yeah, we eventually got a lot of momentum through these inversions. And the reason I like these inversions, right, is for one, what's kind of like my checklist for a trade, right? One, I need a target. So target, what are my targets going into this trade, right? Why do I want to target, or why do I need targets, right? Well, targets are kind of where I'm aiming for, and then I could, have some sort of idea for a trade. I have like an idea where to go break even. I have an idea where to put my stop loss. I have an idea where to take profit and all that, right? And for me, these relatively equal lows on London were really good targets, like overall, if we were to hold. But we also had a lot of nice other targets on the way there, right? We had this swing low, this swing low, this swing low, right? So I was really hoping that we'd be able to kind of, after getting this inversion right here, kind of get some follow through, right? So my game plan was to kind of just TP1 right here, go break even. But as you guys can see, we instantly start reversing and just kind of hit our stop loss, unfortunately. And we just ended up chopping around for quite a bit. And then I retried long. So this was my, I just kind of want to go over. So on this first trade, I definitely, I did everything I needed to do. I'm not upset about this trade. The thing I would do differently though was, if you guys go back to the footage, I ended up losing about $1,100 on this trade. This trade originally, I was only willing to risk 20 points. So when we were pushing around right here, I think we were at about 20-ish points. Yeah, so a 28 point about stop. However, we just ended up pushing, and I just kind of lost track of that. And so I should have gone half size here, but I ended up going full size on like a 40-ish point stop plus. And it just kind of bit me in the ass. I'm not gonna lie. This was a really big stop. So that's one thing I did definitely wrong on this trade. I still would take this trade again. Everything kind of matched up, but it just not a lot of follow through, unfortunately. But like I said, I definitely sized incorrectly on this trade. I was anticipating for it to be like a 20-point stop, and then it kind of just doubled and then just kept going. So took a loss on that. That's unfortunate. After having that mistake, I probably shouldn't have taken another trade on stream, probably, right? But I ended up trying another short after sweeping this liquidity. So originally, we got like a nice sweep right here, and I thought, you know, this was kind of my confirmation candle right here, like a strong candle closure after sweeping this liquidity. So I was like, okay, you know, this short failed over here, so maybe I was thinking that we wanted to sweep these highs one more time and then have the move down, right? Because now look at, we have this target, this target, this target, this target, this target, and all these London lows, right? So I was like, this is great, but there wasn't really any proper entry model right here, and this is kind of the trade that just instantly reverses on you. And yeah, just a terrible trade, and we just kind of ended up sitting around for market open. I'll kind of show you guys the footage as well, so we can kind of review. But as you guys can see, going to the trade, this was my two trade ideas. If we kind of inverse back into this fair value gap, or sorry, not inverse, but retrace back into this fair value gap, I would have gone long, right? But that's not what ended up happening. We kind of blew through it, and we blew through this fair value gap. So I was like, okay, my short bias might kind of play out first, and just not like a lot of follow through at all. And yeah, I kind of felt it as well during the day. Like sometimes you just kind of know that it's not going to be a good trading day, but I don't know why I still took it. I was also running on 3 hours of sleep. I just couldn't sleep last night at all, really. And so that probably didn't add to the conditions, I guess. That's my mistake. I feel like that's no excuse though. No sleep or not. Probably just, I did everything I need to do. Unfortunately, it just wasn't, it didn't play out. But maybe, you know, if I was a little bit smarter, maybe wait for the market chop to kind of play out. But that's kind of just hindsight, right? You don't know the market's be choppy like that. We were kind of in a 100-point range for the entire rest of the day. As you guys can see, we were just up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So really terrible trading conditions. And yeah, it was just unfortunate. You see, like, even though we kind of inverse back to the upside, right? So if you were to like, oh, I lost a short on the shorts, right? If you tried an inversion long, it probably could have still worked, but depending on where you guys had your stop, this could have like reversed on you and stuff, right? Just overall a pretty frustrating day to trade. But why am I still happy? Or not happy is the correct term, I guess, but more, why am I okay with it? Why am I not crying in the corner, right, and stuff? Like I said, it's part of the trading journey. I've been through these emotions so many times, and I've just kind of gotten used to it. And you're not gonna achieve anything by just sitting there and just crying about it, right? You gotta go back, figure out what you did wrong, and understand that you're learning, right? You're learning, and it's just part of the process, and you'll get better with as time goes on, right? What's not gonna work is if you're just gonna keep crying and sitting in the corner and crying and weeping about it and not doing anything about it, right? getting knocked down is fine, but if you guys don't get, if you get knocked down and you don't get up, that is your guys' problem. So and when I say your guys' problem, I'm talking to myself, but like from third person's perspective, but yeah, just a friendly reminder. Maybe that was a little bit more aggressive than we wanted, but I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, right? Because I see a lot of people in our Discord and people struggling and trading, and I'm like, I was once there, right? I'm only starting to see a little bit more success, right? Try to think on the bright side, guys. Think about the process. Think about what is capable with trading, right? Don't dwell too much on what you guys did wrong, and obviously go over your mistakes, right? But don't beat yourself up too much, right? And that's basically what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we ended up blowing those accounts. Unfortunately, we only took 2 trades on stream. I ended stream and then kept trading. Like I said, I didn't revenge trade. I didn't FOMO. I did everything I need to do, but just things didn't click. Market was really choppy, right? I really wanted previous day's highs, guys. I kept trying longs over and over, and it just never ended up working out. And we just, instead of taking the previous day's highs, like I was talking about on the 15-minute over here, where is the 15-minute? Right here, right? Instead of taking these previous day highs like we normally would do on any other day, right? Any other given day, we just ended up kind of chopping for a while and then just selling off. So quite unfortunate. We didn't even take the London lows like we wanted to, so we were literally just ranging in a 100-point range for the entire day, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But on the bright side, I did get affiliated with Apex. I've been trying to, I was an affiliate with them in the past, so I do have my own custom code now. It was funny, I did get an affiliate payout with these guys a while ago for like $100, like last year probably, but then as soon as I got my payout, they kind of like rescinded my partnership. And then, I started picking up traction a couple months ago, and I was like, maybe I should try, asking for a partnership again, or asking for a custom code. And these guys, they're like, nah, bro. They canceled my shit. So I was like, oh, okay. But hey, I appreciate you guys all tuning in and giving me some love. We kind of peaked 34 viewers today. 34 viewers today, which is crazy. I remember we just started off with 1 viewer, and it was kind of me talking to myself with one other, Woom, if you're watching, I appreciate you. But yeah, it just used to be me and Woom, and it was just me and him, but now we kind of grew it to 34 people live. So I really appreciate you guys. If you guys want to support me and help me recoup the losses, make sure you guys use my affiliate codes on any of the firms that you guys trade. My funded futures, Tradeify, Funding Ticks, or Apex. For Tradeify, my funded futures in Apex, it's code MONK. That's MONK with 2 Ks. And then for Funding Ticks, it's with 3 Ks. So I appreciate you guys using my code. And yeah, I'm not gonna go have my tail behind my, between my legs and run away, right? We're gonna show up again tomorrow, every other day, right, on stream. Also, if you guys aren't in the Discord, make sure you guys join the Discord. We are approaching about 200 members, which is kind of crazy. So do make sure to join. I'll always be showing when I'm going live and stuff like that. Like I said, I'll always post my wins and loss. I'll show you guys promotions that are currently going on. But yeah, we have close to about 200 members now. So yeah, if you guys want to join, make sure you guys go do that. What else? Like I said, and then so what my plan is now, right? After blowing all my funded accounts, it kind of sucks. Yeah, sure. But I still do want to run up Apex. So what I'm planning to do is, because I failed my accounts, one thing that Apex does is after you failed a funded account, they will send you like an 80% coupon, right? So I wouldn't say buy an account with Apex right now because it's only 50% off. Like an eval account is like $80 right now. It's not worth it, guys. Plus you have to pay an activation fee. But if there's ever like an 80% sale that goes on, make sure you guys use my code, like I said, or a 90% sale. And you guys could try running it up as well. But because I failed 10 of my Apex accounts, the funded accounts, they will send you like a 80% off coupon to like kind of like give you like a pat on the shoulder, like good try, buddy. So I'll just buy I'll buy 10 more accounts and try to run it up on stream tomorrow. I probably won't show the execution live. Like I'll try to pass the eval, but like I'll have it on the separate screen. But you guys will probably know when I'm in a trade when it looks like a nice trade, right? I'll just size heavier probably to try to pass the accounts. And yeah, we'll probably do that and try to get back to 10 accounts and run it to 20k payout potentially. But like I said, just one thing that I need to be doing differently is making sure I'm always sized correctly, right? Making sure I'm always sizing correctly and not rushing the process. I'm really proud of myself though at the same time, is I didn't rush this entire couple months. I just been trading normally. I didn't over like leverage, right? I didn't over leverage. That's the important part. I used to over leverage like crazy, like 3-4 contracts to try to make a trade and it'd lose and I'd start going on tilt. No, I just traded one mini max. But sometimes that mini contract is too big depending on how big the stop is, right? Sometimes our stop will be like 20 points plus. That is when I need to be switching to micros. So a bit of an adjustment I need to make, as well as, yeah, just understanding I need maybe to be a little bit more patient, maybe not executing on like the B- trades or whatever, right? If everything clicks. Oh, another thing is what I've been trying to do or slowly adjust to is scaling on like the really good trades. Like sometimes there will just be an A+++ setup that I take, and I would just like go like normal size. And I understand my RR, most of you guys know my RR isn't great. My RR is not great, but my win rate is a lot better than my RR, so it kind of makes up for it. So one thing I'm trying to fix though is kind of scaling, or sorry, not scaling, yeah, scaling on like a little bit scaling a little bit more on the better A+ trades, right? And kind of lowering risk on the terrible trades. If not, like not even take the terrible trades at all, right? But that's something I'm trying to understand, trying to build a system at the moment. But yeah, I do plan on doing that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I just kind of wanted to show you guys full transparency. I blew 15 accounts. I hope you guys kind of like the clickbait title though. I don't know if it'll help. I don't know if it'll help people click on the video, but I'm like, I'm like, the title's gonna be "I give up in trading" or some shit. It's gonna be some funny shit. That's also why I could probably laugh after blowing these accounts, bro. Okay, so I blew about 50 or 7. Wait, how many? About $17,000 in potential profits. I know. Some of you guys are like, "Yo, you're an idiot," right? And you go ahead and roast me in the comments. I'm ready for it, bro. So, but just got to be understanding, like, you know, we came a long way. It's not the end of the world. The only time it is the end of the world is when you give up and kind of just get frustrated and blame the markets, right? There's always, as much as I wanted to blame the markets today, right? As frustrating as it was, there's always one thing you guys could have done better, right? And like I said, I named like 5 things I could have done better today. So, yeah, we're not gonna blame the markets. We're gonna take accountability. We're gonna get back up on our feet, and we're just gonna get back to the grind, basically. So, I will see you guys on future live streams. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, make sure you guys tune in for the live streams. We're kind of slowly growing there. Really happy that a lot of you guys are tuning in. Also, make sure you guys join the Discord. We're slowly growing over there too. I plan to add a lot more resources, like I said. Probably like a beginner's guide to futures, all these different prop firms, how to scale, like educational stuff, like what is an SMT, other stuff like that, right? Like the different entry models I have. Everything's gonna be for free. I'm not gonna charge you guys. Like I said, it would be nice if you guys could help me out and use my affiliate codes. Like I said, that's why hopefully I want to be able to continue doing stuff for free, right? But yeah, we'll kind of just have to see. Make sure you use code monk, whatever, link in the description. And yeah, I will see you guys later. Peace.